Welcome to There's a Musical for That.
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 And if you like cellar dwellers
And trapdoor lovers.
there's a musical for that.
And if you like mermaids, crabs, and guppies, fly. There's a musical for that.
If you like fan of the opera fan fiction, there's a musical for that.
If you like falling in love and broken hearts, and establishing your dreams and then having them dashed, and duels, there's a musical for that.
And it's called Wicked.
And it's called Little Mermaid Live.
It's called Hamilton.
And it's called Dogfight.
And it's called Phantom of the Opera 2, Love Never Died.
Welcome to There's a Musical for That.
He's the wizard. There's the way to the Emerald City. That's not too far, is it? Just take your dilemma, child.
Welcome to There's a Musical for That, the podcast where we prove there's a musical for every situation. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Tiffany.
And if you like believing in yourself, was that it?
Yeah, that's a good one.
If you like learning to believe in yourself,
Or finding out the power was in you all along.
yes, thank you very much. There's a musical for that, and it's called The Wiz.
Woo!
So we watched, for this purposes, we watched the 1978 version, the movie version, but we also saw the one that was at the Muni
Yes.
in Forest Park.
Yes, so we saw most of it.
Yeah, we had to go because there's traffic.
There's traffic, and then they
It's
don't
nighttime.
start until late, and then you just get out late, and
It's
then
a
you get home
weeknight.
late. And it's just really hard to do things outside of your home, you know?
Yeah, it's hard being alive sometimes.
I really related with Dorothy in the beginning of this movie, and then she went on an outdoor adventure, and I left.
Glinda, kidnapped her. I don't know what she was doing. So, the cast list.
Yes.
So Dorothy is played by Diana Ross. Michael Jackson is the Scarecrow. The Tin Man is Nipsey Russell. The Lion is Ted Ross. I do not believe they're related. The Wiz was Richard Pryor. Glinda was Lena Horne. Eveline was Mabel King. Miss One was Thelma Carpenter. I know that name, but I didn't recognize her face. Aunt Em was Teresa Merritt. Uncle Henry was Stanley Green. He does not have a clickable link, and he wasn't really in it.
Are you reading the whole cast list?
People might know who these people are.
Okay, carry on.
Green Footman #1. That was the one they kept showing.
Okay, they don't even have names at this point.
Well, because his name is a clickable link. They kept showing
All right,
him, so I
okay.
assume it's a cameo. Clinton Jackson. There was somebody named Johnny Brown at the party in the beginning. Robin Givens, I know her. She's an actress. She was at the party in the beginning. Oh, Quincy Jones was the guy playing the piano. Quincy Jones, Rashida Jones's father. Apparently Luther Vandross was part of the adult choir. So see, that was useful. So let's talk about this.
All right, do we need to quickly summarize the storyline?
Sure.
So if you've seen the Wizard of Oz, you know the storyline, but basically there's a young girl who lives...
She was an old adult. This is not that.
There is a female living
Yes.
with her aunt and uncle,
Yes.
who is swept away by a storm, deposited in Oz, and is trying to find her way home.
Yes.
Along the way, makes friends and starts traveling with a scarecrow, a tin man, and a lion. The scarecrow doesn't have a brain, the tin man doesn't have a heart, and the lion doesn't have courage. They travel along, defeating the Wicked Witch and finding the Wizard of Oz, only to find out he doesn't have powers, but they didn't really need him because they had what they needed, except really not Dorothy, because she really physically did want to go home.
She didn't want to go home?
She did physically want to go home, so
Yes,
she didn't have that in her.
She did, but it was the shoes. The shoes sent her home, but she didn't know that she had it. She did have it as soon as she got there, but the witches were being rude to her and not telling her. Because in the old movie from 1939 or whatever, she was like, "Oh, but you've had them the whole time."
Just click your ear.
And I was like, "How is she
3
supposed
times.
to know?" So the main difference in general between The Wiz and The Wizard of Oz is the main cast are Black American people. I think they're all American.
And The Wiz is a musical, and The Wizard of Oz has like
Songs.
3 songs.
I thought people considered it a musical.
They
not.
do consider it.
But back in the day, just like with the good old summertime,
Right.
they don't know what
That's
musical
because
is.
Judy Garland was known for her voice. Yeah, she has a very good voice, so really they would have her sing in almost anything, so it was almost a musical, but...
It had some songs.
Yes. They were movies with some nice songs in them. This was a musical.
This movie version that we watched of The Wiz differs from the stage version.
It does.
Because it's set in an urban setting and Dorothy is older because they wanted Diana Ross and she was older. Mm-hmm. So they made her a young adult and also set it in New York. And then so Oz was also pretty urban inspired, which I liked.
It was really nice set design.
Yeah, the set design was good. The costuming was good. The direction of the actors was good. The camera was not. The camera work was lacking.
Some of the acting was not.
Diana Ross's acting was very scary.
I wasn't going to name names, but
That's
really
she
it.
scared me when I was a child.
That was
because
the one.
of this. Was that the only one that you felt?
That was the standout, yeah.
She was overacting.
Everything else paled in comparison.
If she was covered in a bunch of makeup, it could have worked because you have to act through makeup. She was not, and it was very scary.
I wouldn't say scary, it was very... It was overacting.
In your face. Like,
yeah.
Oh, whoa, hey,
yes.
there, teethy. Close your mouth.
And like anytime something happened, her whole body would react.
Oh, God.
She threw up her hands and you can't see me, but I'm trying to convey it.
When you said, they got it.
Okay,
I think
good.
they could feel it.
Good.
And when she's in the beginning, like saying, "I wish I was just back home," it's too much. It's way too much. Oh.
But the graffiti people, so when she's deposited in Oz in a playground, and then the graffiti climbs off the wall.
Yeah, because she kills the witch with the lighted letter. What is that called? She flew through a sign that was a big O and Z that had lights around it when she flew into Oz, and she knocked it down, and the Z is what killed the witch.
Yeah.
It was a giant letter with lights on it. But that's what killed the witch, and then the graffiti people were like...
Neon sign thing. I don't know.
It wasn't neon, it was just lights. Anyway, that's what killed her, and the Munchkins got off the wall. Very scary. It was like a horror movie.
Yeah, it was scary. So that I didn't actually consider that first part overacting. I was like, no, that is appropriate.
Because they
screaming and horror of these weird graffiti people, which I did like. It was clever and it was well done, but it would have been
spooky.
horrifying.
Yeah, it was scary.
If graffiti people started to come up to you in a playground.
Yeah, and then the first witch comes, Miss One. And they sing, let me tell you about the world. And what is that song called? He's the Wiz is the name of the song. He's the wizard. That's what they sing and tell Dorothy to get out of there and go home.
Follow the yellow brick road.
And they don't tell her where it is, and they disappear. And then she's like, I just want to go home. Which is a song, As Soon as I Get Home. And then she meets the
scarecrow.
Yeah. Do you want to go through all the songs, or do you just want to say which ones you liked?
I would not want to go through all the songs.
What were your favorite songs?
I really liked. I don't know the name. What was Michael Jackson's?
You Can't Win. That was the next one.
Yes. So I liked that, and then the following one, which they sang throughout the movie, "Ease on Down the Road."
Oh,
so
look, you're already going in order.
I try. Yep.
That's it.
Those were my two favorites of them. I liked. Oh, I had two favorites. What are some of yours?
I like a lot of them. I like You Can't Win. That's not my favorite. My favorite, I really like Slide Some Oil to Me because it makes me laugh. Let it trickle down my spine. That one. Let me see. The Emerald City sequence is my favorite overall big set thing. I don't care about the song with all the people in their luxury and their dancing. And then there was another one. The one that the evil witch sings. No, when they get naked.
Oh,
That's the one I like.
That was
Everybody Rejoice / Brand New Day.
which I like the way that they kept throwing up their arms all over the place and they're
When they were naked or when they were clothed?
Both.
Okay.
And their ease on down the road. I liked the
Oh,
lackadaisical.
you mean in general?
Yeah,
Yes.
the whole lackadaisical wee.
Yes.
It made me happy. Made me feel like the next time someone like angers me, I'm just gonna walk away and be like, wee.
Like a wacky waving inflatable arm man.
Go on. I'm just gonna ease on down the road.
I'm drinking seltzer water and burping. Sorry, people.
They didn't hear it.
Well, I'm having some issues. I'm having a personal crisis.
We all excuse you. You're okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This movie was a critical flop, and they wasted a lot of money on it. And I think the cause of having all those wide shots instead of zooming in was because they spent so much money on those backgrounds, and they were like, you are going to look at this. I don't care if Michael Jackson is down there dancing. You are going to look at this, what I made. I saw it, but it shouldn't have been.
I enjoyed it.
So those shots should not have been so long.
That's true.
My favorite shot is the people in the rafters. The naked people in the rafters.
I just liked seeing them every time they sang Ease on Down the Road. I like seeing their little spindly legs just easing on down the road. I'm like, look at you go.
Michael Jackson did do a really good
He
job.
He was my
and I wonder why he didn't act more. Or even do voice acting, because he was pretending to fall down.
Mm-hmm. He did a really good job. I think that's why those two songs are my favorite, because they're Michael Jackson prominent. Who was your favorite? You said
Nipsey Russell, the not Scarecrow, Then I was gonna say the Sandman. Yes, Nipsey Russell. I like the Broken Down Carnival because it's scary, Broken Down Amusement Park, and I like his two songs that he sings right there. What would I do if I could feel? And Slide Some Oil to Me.
Was that Gil from the beginning of the movie?
Gil?
That guy who was sitting next to Dorothy that her Aunt Em was just like, oh, she'll come around.
Oh, I wasn't even looking. I wasn't paying not one iota of attention.
Completely separate person?
I think it's not because other people in the main cast on this list on Wikipedia, they are / somebody else if they were somebody else. Mm-hmm. So I don't think so.
Which it could have been never showed her going actually back home.
Yeah, that's why this movie didn't so much. They didn't wrap. It was just kind of weird. It was too long.
It was very long, but it was entertaining.
Too long for a movie theater audience in a pre-Lord of the Rings world, pre-Titanic world.
I mean, it held my attention longer than the stage production did.
Yeah, but
it's just because I was tired.
There was environmental factors.
The stage production was also nice. It was me, not them.
It was the Muni's fault because why do you have to be outside and wait for it to get dark?
So late and have such a terrible exit to your parking lot.
Yeah, so you force us to leave early. Yeah. They did it, not us.
Do you want to talk about any differences between the stage? So you already talked about the setting.
The crows are different. In this show that we saw, at least, the crows were his friends, and in this one they weren't. And I like them not being his friend better because then the You Can't Win song makes more sense.
Yeah.
In the stage show, it was like everybody else was positive. He was just like, you can't win. And it's like, why would he even think that?
In the stage show, when they were in that poppy perfume company, Dorothy was like, no, I don't just want to be a bump on. Like, she was the one that pulled him out of it. And in this one, she was the last one to wake up.
Yeah. And, excuse me. In the show, the poppies were like trying to get people to be lazy and like just sit around all day. And in this one, it was more like the old movie, I guess, where only the mammals were affected by the poppies and it was something in the air. Mm-hmm. But then Tim crying on
Oh,
and
yeah.
that really made me feel gross. I did not like that at all.
His little Tin Man tears just squirted out.
Yeah, I actually, the first time it happened, I was like, oh.
Did you?
I was grossed out. I was like, I would never want someone to cry on my face. I was just thinking about it getting in my mouth. If someone's salty, nasty tears from their eyeballs got in my mouth, I would be not very happy.
That would be a terrible situation for them to be crying over your face.
I hope I would be dead, so I wouldn't know. I really hope I would be dead. I have a list of outstanding questions that maybe somebody out there will also have and can feel with me on. I should have written them down, but I did not. One of them is when they're in the Emerald City and the lights are changing, there's just 3 stoplights. But the wizard mentions that they were wearing pink at one point last week. My question has always been, do they change those lights out all the time? How do they get pink? So that's a question that I had. What were the other ones? Oh, shoot. There's some, every time I watch this movie, they just really make me feel not happy. Well, they really just make me feel confused. I have questions about the weird peddler man, but they're not for this. I just don't know why.
Yeah, did they ever tie that back in?
No. They should have made him one of Evermean's or Eveline. Evermean was killed in the beginning, I think. They should have made him one of Eveline's cronies.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
But he was just a weird peddler.
So, a weird peddler guy came after them in the middle, and that was a really good opportunity for the lion to show how courageous he was.
That's true, that was
he
really
saved
good.
them all.
Yeah.
But they didn't really tie in
why.
What the
And he showed up a couple of times.
Yeah, he was following them throughout and watching them.
And he just giggle and run away. And
I guess it was just an
attack
obstacle in the story of like, let's have them go through this adventure, and then it didn't necessarily tie back in.
This is a problem with adaptation, like I was talking about the other day. Not on this podcast, obviously. The other question I just remembered, when they encountered the lion, he's on the steps of the library and he's in stone. How does he get back into stone? Who covered him up? How did he get in there in the first place? And how does he get back in there?
Did you also notice his eyes were not really...
Yes,
okay.
They can't be. I felt like that was below the line because it just doesn't line up on a human and you can't turn your eye.
Well, I mean...
And you can't blink. What do you mean?
If we're listing off all the things in movies that don't quite fully make sense,
well, no,
just list them all.
That one, the stone really did bother me. These are things that I've been having trouble with since I was a child about this film. How does he get back in there?
Maybe up until that point he'd gone in through the underground and then they ruined his disguise.
Yeah,
this whole
maybe.
time.
But it's like, why would you even... If it was me, and obviously those eyes were fake. Obviously.
Yeah.
If it was me, when I saw them, I would go back down from the underground and come back around. So I still had my stone.
Maybe you could just go into the other stone.
I wish I had a stone to hide it. Oh God, I wish I was a key in a hollowed out fake stone.
Oh, that's so sad.
It seems like it'd be warm in a real stone.
Claustrophobic. You're breathing in
Oh,
a
I
lot
don't
of
care
hot
about
air.
that.
I don't like to breathe in that much hot air.
I'll do it. I have to.
I'm going to keep breathing, but I'd rather...
If I have to breathe. It's a lot of carbon dioxide. You guys, listen, I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay, what do you want to... Is there anything else you want to say before we rate it?
I just, I think people should watch this, and I enjoy watching this with my sister all the time. And it made me miss my sister, because she's gone.
Yes, you did.
Well, she's
mention
alive. We don't live in the same house anymore because we're both adults.
And she doesn't live.
She doesn't live in the same
state.
town. She does. She's in Chicago.
Oh
now.
yeah, I forgot.
She's in Chicago these days. Yeah, she's very inconsiderate to keep moving and not let you know. That was very rude. I'm hot. I gotta turn my air conditioner back on, so we gotta stop. What do you want to rate it out of? Do you have any gripes that you want the people to know about? Is anybody still listening
No,
to this?
I'll just corroborate that she definitely did miss her sister because she was telling me stories of how her sister would act out the movie.
We would do it
sounded
together.
Very nice. Sounded like a lot of fun.
That's loyal to me. You remember that, Kelly, huh? What do you want to rate this out of? Poppies? They weren't a big part of this, but...
Bricks in the yellow brick road.
Yes.
Out of 5 bricks,
Sure.
I'll give it 3 out of 5 bricks. It was entertaining. I can see why it may have flopped in the box office. You know, it was, but no, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Had some big names in there.
Yeah, that couldn't get people to the box office, unfortunately. I would give it 3.5. This is one that you definitely just want to watch clips of on YouTube. You don't need to watch the whole film. Just watch clips as you feel like it. That's it.
I've heard a lot of these songs like outside of
Really?
the movie.
Where?
I don't know.
That's
I was just
weird.
surprised at how well I recognized some of them, and I was like, "Why do I?" Maybe because we just went to the Muni and watched it. There we
That could
go.
be it.
Maybe my memory's better than I thought it was.
It wasn't that long
There we
ago.
go.
We're very old these days. We're getting up there in years.
So old.
Double
I have
digits.
Gray hairs.
I have one in the front, but it's not as cool as yours.
All like 7 of them.
Yeah, you look like Quicksilver from X-Men. Okay, thank you for listening to another episode of this podcast. Listen, I'm sorry that the Thumbelina episode sounds the way it does. I'm going to fix it. I don't know what I was smoking when I did that, guys.
Thumbelina.
Yes, I made it sound really weird, and I don't know how
Really?
or why I did that.
Oh, I didn't know
I was wearing different headphones when I edited it versus when I listened to it back, and I was like, excuse. I think because I listened to it too much and I'm like messing with it, and then it was not good.
Oh.
Hopefully by the time this is out, I will have redone it and put it back out. Nobody will know. Nobody will be any
Well, you
more.
haven't listened to it yet? What's the
17
matter?
people have.
Oh.
Well, 16 because I was one, and I was like, stop. This is bad. Thank you for listening to our podcast.
Thank you.
If this is your first episode, listen to some of the other ones. We're not always
I
this
think
way.
we did it. I think we're okay. We're happy. We giggled.
Shiny, laughing people feeling sad. What's the song?
Oh.
Sang on Sesame Street once.
Oh.
You could talk to us on Twitter at TAMFT Podcast. Just because I'm not posting on Twitter doesn't mean I'm not looking at it. I just don't have anything to say, okay?
And when she says us,
I didn't want to out you like that.
I just want you to know that, like, I'm not going to be on Twitter.
You're the star of this show.
That's not true at all. But thank you for your kind words.
Also, Facebook at TAMFT Podcast. You can send us an email, tmftpodcast@gmail.com. Oh my gosh.
Woo!
And we'll have another episode coming out after this one, but I can't promise anything after that. I can't promise when the next one will be after that one.
But, like, we'll probably have another one after that.
No,
though.
it will.
Like,
I just
at some
don't. I
point.
can't
I
tell
know,
you when.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
We have
like,
jobs.
Just check in. Maybe when you want to.
Check on us. See if we're okay. If our
Yeah.
cats are eating our dead body or something.
It's been a while, guys. We haven't heard from anyone.
Yeah, nobody talks to us.
That's okay. I mean, I forgive you. Thank you for listening. You guys are great.
Somebody at work did say, "Oh, I listened to your latest episode," and I asked what it was, and it was, what's the last time we went to the Fox? What did we see? Sound of Music. And I
Yeah.
said, that is not our latest episode. Take your attitude. Because they were like, yeah, I listened to your last episode of Sound of Music. You haven't put anything out since then. And I was like, that's not
But
true.
you should
And I
still
didn't-
be appreciative that they
Well,
listen
at
at
first
all.
I was like, oh, is that our last episode? And I looked on my phone and I said, you're behind, sir.
Although, I think I know, because I think that,
The same person said it to you too?
well, not, it, or it could have been a different person, but they're like, oh, it's been a while. I'm like, no, we just got a new one. So maybe they just periodically check in, and that's fair.
That's
like,
nice
if
of
you're,
them.
Right. So
And they
if-
actually know what they're doing. So, hey,
Exactly.
you, if you're here, don't listen to Thumbelina. Listen
it
to
is
it
the
now.
same
Don't
person.
listen to it in
and
the
I
past.
appreciate that you check in and listen at all. So that's very kind of you. So I have,
Yeah. Somebody else at work asked, and people are finding out about us.
I know.
I don't know how I feel about that. If you work with us, don't tell anybody.
I know.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's okay.
I don't want anybody to know what I do outside of work.
It's too late. It's too weird.
You're too popular. That's the problem. Everybody wants to know what's Tiffany doing.
It's not me. I'm not the popular one. Yeah, you're the popular one, you goofball.
I don't talk to people. Okay, we gotta
Okay. Bye.
go. We love you so much. Bye.
Hello, Kayla and Tiffany. This is Kelly, Kayla's sister, alive and well. Yes, I'm still with you. Not physically with you, but like I exist in time and space. I am here. A couple of thoughts about The Wiz. First, yes, Kayla, I acted that out. We have great memories of watching The Wiz. I also do like Michael Jackson's song, You Can't Win. Fun fact is that it's actually not original to the show. He wrote that song and they replaced the original song, which was called I Was Born, with the Michael Jackson song. And apparently a lot of stage productions after this came out continue with that song. I really like the original song, I Was Born. It's a very like soulful, gospel sounding song in the movie.
The day before yesterday, I had holes in my shoes and I was crying the blues, and I didn't have no place to stay. But I know I'm gonna make it this time. This time we're gonna make it. 'Cause I know I'm gonna make it this time.
And I would encourage you guys to check it out. YouTube it. You can see multiple people singing it. I do totally agree with Kayla about the white shots. They did a lot of white shots. And I do believe that it was because they spent so much money on that set and having it be so large that they just wanted to show it, but it did not translate well into on film. Like as a stage production, like I get it, yes, but as a movie, no. And I'm also kind of surprised that you guys did not discuss the creepy subway scene. Like that was the weirdest part of this movie to me altogether. Like that subway scene was like something out of the Matrix, or like, I don't know, some like we are not in like some 3D like outer spacey, like, and I get that it kind of goes with the urban theme, but it was just straight up weird to me. I guess I would have expected the subway not to look so, like it looked really clean for a city subway. I feel like that would have been a great place to have some graffiti or something. Anyway, my 2 minutes is up. This concludes my thoughts on your podcast.
Bye, everybody. Farewell.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Andadasi.
Bye. Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.